this section, we are going to look at how to read a vernier caliper. Now, we have to understand something. This is a vernier caliper. Now, it is different from a meter rule because you have two scales. You have a scale up, and this scale up is called the main scale. Then you have a second scale at the bottom, which is called a vernier scale. So in this case, your answer will be a combination of the reading on this main scale and then the reading on the vernier scale. It is different from a meter rule. If it's a meter rule, let's say we have a meter rule here, and this is 0, and then this is 1. And I place a pen here, the pen gets from here to here. I can just simply read this as 1 centimeter. So this is a straightforward answer. But in this case, I can't just easily pick any answer. Your answer will be a combination of the main scale and the vernier scale. So how do you read? So you are going to read in two ways. First of all, you read on your main scale. And the answer you are going to get on your main scale is the last reading. Emphasis on the last reading before the vernier scale. So this is where the vernier scale starts from. So this is the last reading here before where this vernier scale begins from. So the last reading before your vernier scale will give you what we call the main scale reading. So main scale reading. So your main scale reading is the last reading. The last reading before your vernier scale. So again, this is where your vernier scale begins from. So your vernier scale starts from here. And then this is the last reading. That's the last value you can get. So if this is 6, this will be 6.1. So the last reading is 6.1 centimeter. Then you're also going to read your vernier scale. So the reading on your vernier scale, we call it a vernier scale reading. Now, how do you read your vernier scale? Again, for your main scale, it is the last reading. So if, for example, now we have something like this. So let's say we have something like this. We have this. Let's take it to be 5. And then our vernier scale starts from here. This one is the last reading. So I'm going to read this as 5, 5.1. This will be 5.2. And then this last reading is 5.3. So this is going to be our main scale reading. So then for your vernier scale, we use what we call the point of coincidence. Coincidence means where two things meet. So you're going to find where the main scale and the vernier scale meet. Now, if you look at this point, you'll find out that they continue with each other, or they form a continuous line. For this, it's not continuous, for this, not continuous, for this, not continuous, but this forms a continuous line. Now, how do you read? Remember, degree of accuracy of a vernier scale is either we say 0.1 mm or a 0.01 centimeter. But in this case, we are working with centimeter. So we are going to use this 0.01 cm to work for the vernier scale. So you're not going to read this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to read this first point. This first point will be a 0.01. This second point will be a 0.02. This third point will be a 0.03. Then this last point, which is of interest to us, is 0.04 centimeter. So the point of coincidence is what will give you a vernier scale reading. So that's where your vernier scale and your main scale is. So this is going to be 0.04 cm. Now we are going to add. So when we add, that will give us our final reading. So the final reading will be a combination of the main scale reading and the vernier scale reading. So we are now going to add this up. So when we add, we are going to get a 6.14 centimeter. So again, just to recap, the main scale reading is gotten by the last reading just before where your vernier scale begins from. Then your vernier scale reading is gotten from the point of coincidence between the main scale and the vernier scale. And whenever you are reading your vernier scale, take note of your degree of accuracy. If you are working with millimeter, read it as 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. But since in this case you are working with centimeter, we are going to read it as 0.01, 0.02 till we get to the point of coincidence.